Hiya guys and girls. Right, today is something a bit different. So I did, maybe 2 years ago, possibly, a small guide to this particular compressor. So it's the AS186. I'll zoom in so you can see that. So this lovely little compressor, a little bit of service advice. This on the regular basis needs draining. So this is the water trap. That should be done, well, it takes 2 seconds to do. You can do it every single time you use the airbrush if you wanted to, just to get rid of any water vapour. Not really a problem. And then underneath the actual main part of the compressor, the air tank, there is a little valve underneath there which you can unscrew and drain. That should be done, it depends how much you use it, but I recommend it like every 12 hours or something. Just unscrew, get rid of some vapour. But after a few years of use, you may find there is a plastic donut in here that has a couple of silicone valves that get blocked. So I thought I'd do a small video on cleaning the valves. So it's quite simple. There's 4 Torx screws. Just remember which order they will come off in. It should be fairly straightforward. So I will take that off now and show you what's underneath. So once you've removed these 4 little Allen key bolts from the top, there is a nut on the side. It shouldn't be too tight, so you can either use grips or a spanner. And once that's removed, you'll probably see there's some moisture in there. Now, the first thing to do is wipe out all the gunk that's in here and clean this plate off here. Like I said, that's something you'll want unblocked as well, because that is a silicone bung, and underneath there should be 2 holes, which you'll probably find is also gunged up. So I'll remove this and take it somewhere to be cleaned up. Be right back. So making sure the surrounding area is completely flat, you can always use a bit of sandpaper or emery paper. Just get nice and flat. Make sure the inside of here is nice and dry. And this is nice and dry around here. So it should be fairly obvious where the plate goes. It's that way around. It can only go in one way, because that sits on top of the piston. Just make a note of everything you take off, where it goes. So the little silicone valve in here, underneath, should be, I think there's about 5 holes. Those should be nice and clean. If they're not clean, you'll get what they call piston bounce, which means rather than rotating as it's supposed to and the piston goes up and down, you will notice the gauge will fluctuate rather than go up when building pressure. It's because the piston doesn't know where it's going, because you'll find you'll have gunk inside there. So it's not excessive. All you need is a little bit in there, and that will stop your piston moving as free as it should do. So I'll clean all that out. A bit of white spirit or something. I'll come back in a minute. Okay, so once you remove the collar, which should slide off by hand, it's easier to clean. So swipe it off with your finger, or even use a bit of white spirit or methylated spirit or something just inside. Just get rid of that ring there. So you can always get a torch and look down beside the piston and check to see if the piston is nice and free at the same time. So it shouldn't be sticking at all down there, so it should be nicely lubricated. And get rid of all the water vapour underneath the spring steel here. Not forcing it, just removing all. Because unfortunately water vapour will get everywhere, it's just the nature of the beast. Even if you look after it and drain it on a regular basis, it will still get in there. So with a torch, just look down beside the piston, make sure there's no water down there, and just gently reinsert the bore so it sits nice and even there, and just begin to refit everything. Line it up nice and squarely. And a little tip is to catch all 4 of these before doing them up tight, so you know you're not going to cross thread any of the bolts. Right, I will do that now. Okay, and when you put all that back together, you should have, this is where it goes horribly wrong. Fire! Lots of fire! No, it should have a piston that goes up and down and doesn't jib out. So, smooth as a smooth thing. From Smoothville, riding the horse, smoothie. That is okay. So, completely serviced, cleaned out, degunked. So, you should only do that really once in the lifetime of the part. You shouldn't have to do it like on a weekly basis or anything. I use my air compressor a lot. I'm talking probably at 50 hours a week. So that needs to be drained for me, I don't know, maybe once a month. That could be drained anytime, takes 2 seconds, not a problem. So just keep it as clean as you can. You shouldn't ever get moisture in it, but it does happen because of the nature of the beast. And you noticed I haven't cleaned it for the video. That's not very nice. So yeah, I don't clean the outside, but I do maintain it pretty well. So yeah, that shouldn't need to be done very often, but you can see there's always a bit of water vapor in there. But there you go. That's how you service the model AS186. A lot of air compressors are very similar, so pretty much all air compressors work in the same manner. Some of them might have dual pistons, you have to do the same thing one side as you do the other side. And occasionally, with this one here, one of the main faults is the switch. It's a simple rocker switch, so all you've got to do is disconnect it, slide it out of the body, and just clean the contacts. I take the rocker part out of the main part of the switch, just lever and a screwdriver, and there's a little ball bearing in there. Just watch that doesn't go flying. Just clean the contacts, nice and simple. Bit of a screwdriver wiggle in there or something, put it back together, not a problem. So that's the only issue with these. I googled the hell out of it, see if there's any main issues with these. This was donated by House of Chaos John, because he's the nicest guy in the world. Just don't tell anybody, he's got a reputation to maintain. But yeah, that is basically the only thing that really goes wrong with them, and it's easily fixable. But if you can't fix it, I think they're about 75p. So this is a tried and tested, fairly basic but very reliable compressor. And that's how you service it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Catch you next time.